Okay, so I got a slow start today on our snow day without snow. Last night I ran to Menards and picked up some 2x8s and some electrical boxes. I'm running the 2x4s flat on the wall, like this one here that supports the steps, because I'm trying to keep as much space as I can, otherwise this is going to be pretty much unusable. One of the 2x4s I picked up was a Doug fir. So I've had Doug fir ones in the past, and they are really hard to nail into. So I decided to use that as this bottom one here. It's kind of a base or a sill, and then the other ones that are just probably spruce or pine. I'm running them up like this. The spacing, I'm just using what the forms were here, so I'm using it as kind of a guide. And the next one there, and then I'm going to put one on the end there where that other seam is in that where the concrete form was. So a couple things. Slow start. Things didn't go exactly as planned. So I don't know if this really shows up or not, but I ended up slamming my finger this morning. So these concrete wedge type anchors here, I've used these before. We used to use these for forming, believe it or not. They weren't as long, but once you drive these in, they are not designed to be pulled out. And what happens is it takes a lot of force to drive this in, because you're, I'm assuming, squishing this pin down into the concrete as you go, because you're drilling a 1/4 inch hole for this. And yeah, so if you don't hit it square on, they tend to bend, and once they bend, they don't want to stay straight anymore. So you really got to make sure that you're pounding them in directly square with your hammer. I didn't, because I was in a rush this morning. I did the first one here. Perfect, no problems. And then I got over here, and you're going to see this looks absolutely terrible. And yeah, that one didn't. So I had to attempt to get it out, and that's where we ran into some problems. I tried just doing it with my hammer. I'm not sure why I thought I could do that. We used to break what we called, they were gorilla bars. They were like giant pry bars, and we would break the ends off trying to get these anchors out. So like, these anchors aren't going to come out ever. There's a better chance of the wood splitting and cracking and a tornado sucking the wood off the wall, but those anchors are still going to be in the concrete. They're just not going to come out. So anyway, after I slammed my finger trying to get it out with a hammer and a 3-pound BFH, I decided, after the swelling has gone down, I'll use my Stanley hammer here, my fiberglass hammer. And it really seemed like it was going, and then I realized all I did was tear the top off my hammer. So yeah, if you could imagine the amount of force that I was putting on this hammer to tear this fiberglass off. So then I went to the shop and got this Dad's old, I want to say this is a Stanley. Yep, Stanley 16-ounce claw hammer, and used the same amount of force, and it pulled it out. By God, if it, and you can see it's all bent up. It just didn't want to go in. And that's the other thing, when you see me cleaning those holes out really well, that was the other thing. If you're in a rush and you don't clean those holes out really super well, you are going to have issues. Yeah, and this is the first one here. I don't know, my cut was not, I got it tight here. Of course, there's space there. I used the speed square and I didn't have the right angle. Kind of irritated with that, but honestly, this isn't serving really any purpose, this board here. And then after a couple trial and errors here, I got my cuts to fit a little snugger, so that's better. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that this morning. I'm going to probably tackle getting an anchor in there, and I'll probably use that same hole, and I'll probably throw one more anchor in this bottom. And I'm thinking throwing some anchors in here too, probably 2 in each one of these upright here. The other thing I did here, I talked about doing, I picked up some 2x10 hangers. I got those in there too this morning. So that's good. Like I said, I don't know that that's going to help anything. Could run a few more nails in both those. It's not going to hurt though. Alright, so this is where I'm at. It's almost 10 o'clock tonight. Doing this kind of late. So I got my wall studs, if that's what you want to call them, in all the way around here. Added in my door frame. That's my rough opening is 83 high, or height is 83, and then the width is going to be 38, so it should be for a 36 door. And then this board here and the one on the bottom is just to keep my frame square here until I get the rest of this wall put in here. So basically it's just hanging from the ceiling here, where I got some 2x4s screwed into the floor joists, and then this 2x4 over here I got some of those wicked anchors that don't like coming out. So yeah, and I don't know if I said anything about me banging my finger at all, but I got that baby pretty good today, so it's not throbbing anymore, so that's good. So yeah, this is coming along. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have this part over here done. I should probably need to pick up another 2x4, get that finished out, and then figure out what I'm going to do with the electrical, I guess, is next.